So these are the non-negotiables when you get to your destination to help you get over jet lag. So the first one is stick to your time zone. So many times I'll hear people say, I can't get over jet lag, especially when I'm traveling with family members. I hear them say, in England, it's this time. No wonder I'm wide awake. Well, you're not in England, now you're in LA, so stick to that time zone. Stop looking at your world clock to figure out the time zone where you've just came from. That's just gonna mess with your brain. Look at the time you're in right now. Look outside, what time is it? Lunchtime, dinner time, breakfast, stick to your meal times. Brings me on to the next point to help you get over jet lag is sticking to the time that you're supposed to eat. Eating helps your body clock regulate itself. So if it's breakfast time, eat your breakfast. If it's dinner time, eat your dinner. And that's going to help your body get into that new time zone much quicker. And the other non-negotiable is good sleep starts with a good morning. So if you wake up, go outside, look at the sky, get your body to recognize what time zone you're in. When you're looking outside and you're getting the sunlight in your eyes, your body's gonna think, oh, it's time to release the cortisol, it's time to release the adrenaline, not, oh, it's still sleepy time, I'm gonna release melatonin. Thinking, going outside, getting the sunlight in your face is really gonna help you get over your jet lag.
How do you get over jet lag? We're about to go on a long haul flight, me, Tony and 3 kids, and we're gonna go from LA to South Korea, 12 hours, then South Korea to Bangkok, 5.5 hours. So of course, time difference when we get to Bangkok, I think it's about 12 hours. We've traveled a lot over the summer and the kids have traveled quite a lot, and I have some tips and tricks that I'm going to share with you what we do to get over jet lag. Also some different things that we've tried, what hasn't worked, what has worked. So yeah, we'll be talking about that.
So the first leg of the journey is 12 hours to South Korea, and our flight leaves at 1 o'clock from LAX, and the time at destination is a whopping 14 hours ahead. Now the prep actually starts a few nights before the flight, and you need to make sure that you get a good night's rest a few nights before you're going to fly, especially the night before. I know that's really hard when you're excited and you're going on a trip. Now we're leaving at 12:50 from LAX, so we go to the airport, and LAX is really good because it has a play area there, so the kids can run around, get some exercise in, burn off that adrenaline. Really good before a long 12-hour journey where most of the time you're just sitting down. Now once you're bored, you do the usual, you sit down, you get settled.
Jody, are we going to sleep on this plane?
Yes.
Yeah.
You need to keep on the mask on for a whole airplane,
And
even when you're asleep.
And is this going to be your bed for the night?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you're going to sleep much?
How are we gonna sleep?
Well, we'll have to figure it out.
Wait, I already need my little bed.
That's good.
And a good little tip if you're traveling with kids, ban all screens a few days before, a good few days, so that when you sit down and you give them the iPad or in front of a TV screen, they're really excited and they engage a lot longer. So just a little tip for you. So we leave LAX Thursday lunchtime and we don't get to Bangkok until Friday midnight. So long traveling time. So this is where your calculations need to be taken into account of different time zones when you're on the flight, figuring out when you're going to sleep on this flight. So in our case, like I said, we're traveling during the day. So no matter what we do, we're going to lose out on some sleep. I'm using a brand this time named Ollie. I've heard of this brand before. It's got a little bit of melatonin in. So this is what I usually do. We take a tiny little dose of melatonin. Just so you know, melatonin is not actually to keep you asleep. It's just to help bring on sleep. So you're not being completely knocked out. It's just you traveling in a different time zone and your body's not actually used to releasing melatonin at this time. So you just take a little bit to help bring on the sleepiness effects. So we take a tiny little gummy and we're about 5 hours into the flight and it's approaching our bedtime LA time. So at 5 hours into the flight, it's bedtime back home, so time to try and get some sleep, which is hard, obviously, when you're on a plane, screen in your face, you're excited, but we need to get this sleep on this first leg of the journey. Otherwise, the transfer and the next leg is going to be so messy. So this is what we did, took a little gummy, and about 30 minutes, the girls will be out like a light, we'll all be sleeping and resting. So we land in South Korea. So we're at
Thailand?
No, we're not yet, we're at South Korean airport.
We're going to Thailand.
Incheon Airport.
We're going to Thailand.
Yes, we are. And they have water features and plants in the
We
airport.
have water and this is in our airport.
Very nice. So you can see after 12 hours of flying, they've got lots of energy because we had some melatonin
all around the rock.
and they had some sleep. So we've had roughly 4 hours sleep on the 12-hour journey. We do the transfer, and now we're going from South Korea to Bangkok, which is a 5-hour flight. So you're thinking usually that you don't need to sleep on the 12 hours because you're going to sleep on the 5-hour flight. You need to get your sleep when you can, because that 5-hour flight, we've transferred an hour awake. So you really don't get that much sleep on the 5-hour flight. So thank goodness we slept on the long haul flight, a little bit on the 5-hour flight. So now when we land in Bangkok, it's 11 p.m. So by the time we get to the hotel, they're tired again and it's midnight. So this is where you really have to pay attention to your time calculations to make sure you're getting the sleep when you need it, and when you land, what time is it, okay? So we get to the hotel, it's midnight, we all crash out and we wake up fresh and early, 6 a.m. the next morning, so perfect.
Good morning. So we got to Bangkok midnight last night. We were all so exhausted. It is 6:30 and we've just woke up and it's 4:30 p.m. in the afternoon in LA. So if you think about the time difference, it's like 14 hours ahead that we're trying to recuperate and get back those hours. So one of the things that's important to get over jet lag is to get straight into the routine of the new place that you're at. Get outside, get some light in your eyes. Even though it's not sunny, there's still a light sky, 6:30. So you've got to get up, look at the sky, get that light on your eyes, and that's going to help your body's own rhythm get into the new rhythm of where you are. Another thing is getting into the routine of having something to eat. So of course we were a little bit hungry when we landed at 2:30, but you wouldn't eat a meal at 2:30 in the morning. So we just went to bed, woke up nice and early to get into the routine of the new place. So I'll do a little update of how we're doing on the first day, because the first day is always a struggle with long haul flights, getting over jet lag. We're going to want to sleep this afternoon, but it's important that we don't sleep too much. So I'll do a little update, let you know what we're doing, how we're getting on. So day 2, last night we had a really good sleep, went to bed about 9 o'clock, woke up at 6 o'clock. So that's a good amount of sleep. Tony did wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning and he made a big mistake. He looked at his phone, so the blue light went in his eyes, and he looked at the time and saw, oh, it's 1 o'clock. So straight away, that's making him think what time it is back in LA. So he's thinking, oh, automatically I've got jet lag. I said, look, don't look at your phone anymore. Don't think about where we came from. Think about where we are right now, because you need to train your brain and get your sleep in a schedule. So I had a few little melatonin gummies left. I forgot to bring the on-it spray. He had those, went straight back to sleep. And yeah, feeling good. So day 3, had a nice early night, slept a good 8 hours, and then woke up early and feeling wide awake, refreshed, and got up. Saw the sunrise. Pretty cool.
We did wake up around 4 in the morning because of time zone, and this is typical jet lag. This is what's going to happen. There's some things you can try. You can try L-theanine, GABA and magnesium. These all help to relax the nervous system and help you get back off to sleep. So you can try taking those to help. And if it doesn't work, you can always give yourself a little bit of melatonin just to bring on the sleep effects again. It's not something that's going to knock you out, it just brings on the effects of sleep, but just a little bit. So be aware of what you're taking. Some brands have 10 milligrams, that's way too much. Look out for brands that have between 0.1 and 0.3 milligrams. I did a video on melatonin that you can watch if you're interested. If you want to fall asleep fast, click here where I tell you what to do to fall asleep in minutes.